So when when the plane lifted off the ground, like I was still like had that sense of, I don't know, like I don't think I really knew what was happening until like I looked over in the right seat and I was like, oh my god, it's empty. And
but you say it was light and you got up there like...
it was so light, and I was completely and utterly alone, and I mean, I knew what to do. I was fine. I was just panicking because I was panicking because I was afraid, and I didn't know if I could like do it or not.
Alright, so despite your panic and your fear, you managed to fly this thing.
Yeah, I talked myself through everything. I mean...
Was it scarier before you actually had to come around and approach the final, or was it scarier during that? Like, what, tell me.
I mean, I really felt like I was going to have an aneurysm the whole time, but... plus a heart attack, but, I mean, you know, I still, like, through all that adrenaline and everything, I talked myself through it. I made all my radio calls. I was fine. I looked at all my instruments. I, you know, was looking for traffic. I was clearing myself. Just, you know, standard pattern work. That's all I had to tell myself. But, I mean, you know, I was still, like, my legs were shaking on the rudders because I was so scared. I mean, my arms felt weak. I felt like I was going to hurl.
Alright, so when did the fear go away?
After I made the landing so smoothly, like, it went perfect. I
so
mean,
you surprised yourself?
I did underestimate myself and surprise myself very much. Like, I mean, I thought I was gonna, you know, strike the prop on the runway. I did.
Strike the prop on the runway.
Oh my gosh, I was so scared. I thought I was gonna go bouncing and everything. I thought I was gonna damage something. I thought I was probably going to die because of, like, improper flare. But I don't know.
Alright, so you executed it perfectly. And then what?
I was like, whoa.
And then what happened?
I brought it to a full stop and I was like, oh my god, I did it. And I was like, okay, I got this. And so my next two were fine. Now, my second landing was, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad. It was just,
it wasn't bad at all.
It was just a tiny bit bumpy. Like, the wheels screeched a little bit and it buffeted a little bit, but it was fine. I recovered. And the third landing...
It was beautiful, too.
Smooth. So... By the third landing, like, all the adrenaline had gone away because I wasn't afraid anymore, but I was just so tired. I was like, and I still couldn't believe it was happening, and I was just like, through the air, it was just so silent. Like, what, like, strung out to me the most was, like, how silent it was. It was just me, and the sound of the engine, and just me. And I was like, oh my gosh.
And you were just up there with you.
Just me. I couldn't even believe, like, I kept looking over in the seat, like, saying, you know, trying to say, hey Ed,